It's your boy Marty Cuts, and let's get straight to this tutorial. So we're gonna start with we're gonna do a burst fade. He kind of likes his burst fade a little higher. That will come more off the sides. So I'm going in with my number two just to debulk. I'm just trying to just see what I'm gonna be cutting. So then I'm gonna go with my trimmers. As you seen, I'm setting in my guideline just curved right around the ear, and I'm dropping it towards the front because I want to keep that C cup a little dark. Um, and this first guideline is very important. So you want to keep it super neat because keeping it neat is going to determine how your fade is going to just turn out as you get higher and higher, okay? So right now I'm hitting it with the shavers, and I'm just basically flicking right before that trimmer guideline. Don't want to go too high. So then I'm going to go ahead and go with my clipper open. And then from there, I'm going to close it halfway and close it all the way. Just go ahead and pay attention to when I just switch the lever. Which is something I was going to say too. So if you've been watching my videos, just try to pay attention to different things that I'm doing. So at first, obviously, you want to be listening to me kind of explaining my system and how I'm going. And then from there, take the time to look at the video again and pay attention to just what I'm doing with the machine, right? So I'm flicking my lever as I'm going, and that's going to help you just to get faster with your haircuts and just to keep going. So right there, I went on a little rant. So I went open, halfway, and close. And right now, I'm following it up with my trimmers just to kind of blend in between the shaver and that trimmer guideline. So now I'm going to go with my half guard open. So that's all the way open. And again, I'm following the shape of my first guideline, which is just curved right around the ear. That's why it's called the burst fade, because we're just gonna burst it it's just bursting up to the, just kind of, it's a fade that's just kind of bursting up, and just blending into the hair. So I believe now I'm going halfway. That's all the way halfway. Then I should be closing it soon. There you go. So now that's my half guard all the way closed, and that should blend in to my no guard open. So now if you've been watching my videos, what's going to be the next step? Boom. If you said the 1.5, then you're all the way correct. So I'm just going in, and it's the 1.5 open, and I'm just flicking up to that number 2. So when I separated the hair, I think I'm going to have to bring more hair down. That way, on that part where the hair curves down, I'm going to need a little bit more darkness. So I will be bringing the hair down. So I went with my 1.5 open. Right there, I closed it halfway. And that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to when I just close the lever real quick. So now I'm going to go with my number 1 open, and that's going to help me blend. That's going to help me blend from my 1.5 to the 0.5. So then I'm going to go open, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it just halfway and just flicking right into the line. Remember, it cuts once you flick past the line. Don't get to the line and then start flicking out. No, get to it, pass a little bit, then you flick into the line. There you go. I believe I'm halfway. And right now I'm just sending in my foundation. I will go ahead and detail once I set everything down. Let's see what I'm. All right, there you go. You see, I start detailing right off the bat, man. So I just went in there with my 0.5 just because I seen a little bit of a line. Then I took it out. So now I'm gonna go in there with my number 2. I'm trying to create a shape now. I'm just flicking up into the darkness, just so the hair starts blending. And then towards the back, it gets a little tricky with the burst fades towards the back, because you do got to be careful trying to maintain that shape. So there you go. Right there is when I pull more hair down, just so it helps me keep that darkness on the side right there, and it doesn't look all weird, So boom, put down. And since I don't want to run the number 2 through there, because I want to preserve the darkness, I'm going to use my clip over comb, and you're going to see right here. So I comb it all the way down. And when I do clip over comb, I go with my clipper open. Boom. Just knocking all that bulk down, and it's creating some darkness. Then I'm going to go with my clipper over comb again, just to create the shape right there. and that should help it blend into the number 2. So now is when I'm going to start my whole detailing process. So I'm going in with my number 2, then I will be fading down. That's basically what I do when I detail. I just start fading down until everything just starts coming together. Now I go with my 1.5. There you go, flicking up right below the number 2, just to kind of get any darknesses and make sure it blends all the way completely. Like I came right back. Probably seen some of those stragglers just hanging out of there. There you go. And this is just me detailing. Just pay attention to, like, I'm just bouncing everywhere. Wherever I see any darknesses, I try to keep it to the point where I'm fading down. But sometimes if I start seeing any discrepancies, I will hop into them. So and I just got tired of just looking at the face. So I was like, okay, let me just go straight to the C cup. So I go straight to the C cup because when I feel like when I line it up, more of the discrepancies would be within the fade pop out more once I line it up. So I went ahead and did the C cup, and it helps me just keep my eyes out of the fade, just so that when I look back to it, I'm able to just see where there's any little darknesses. So there he likes it so that it ends in a V towards the back. So I'm just kind of putting it in right there. Remember, you try not to tap too hard because some people's skin is sensitive and it will turn red. I try not to tap too hard, but I mean, his skin still does get red. But I mean, just try not to do that. That way it doesn't irritate the skin. Let me clean it up, and then let's see. So then I go ahead and clean it up right there. And then here you're going to see how I'm putting in the V on this side. And I didn't record the fade on this side. You know, I don't like to take too long on these videos because it'll just be repeating itself. But if you want me to, put it in the comments and I'll start showing both sides. So right there, I'm just doing the V, just kind of refining it a little bit. And then I will go in with the shaver and with the straight razor. That way it looks a little bit cleaner. All right, and then from there, we're going to go ahead and give him a trim on the top, right? So he just wants the top. We're going to leave the back a little longer. So he said just trim a little bit off the top because it's been a while. So I'm going to set a guideline just straight down the middle. And he says he wants probably like around 1 inch to ½ an inch off. So I went about 1/3 of an inch. So right there, boom, that's my first guideline. And that's where I determine how much I'm going to cut off. And then I just follow it all the way back. So my guideline is that middle guideline that I created, and you can see that's what I was doing when I was sectioning. So and I just go all the way back. As it starts falling towards the head, I mean, you want to follow that too. So now I'm grabbing the middle part and I'm bringing it and I'm picking it up with the hair to the side, and anything that basically I'm using my middle guideline to determine how long my hair should be on top. So I'm going based off my middle guideline, and any hair longer than that, I'm just cutting it off. So I'm just following it back, as you can see. And then you're going to be able to see, there you go. See, I'm using that middle guideline to kind of guide me. All right, boom, that's how long I want it. And then I start cutting anything on the side of it. And that's how I trim the top of the hair. Just so it gives it like, because we're trying to go for like a messy look, and we want everything to just be the same size up top. So boom. Then we go one more right there, and then we just chop it off. Then I'm going to go one more guideline over here. Just to make sure that I get all the hairs. And then also just to cross check, you could just double check the hair. Instead of going back like that, you could just switch the guidelines and going vertical across the head. So boom. So I'm gonna just give it like a little messy look. I do blow dry it. I don't think I showed in this video, but that's the finished look right there. That's a clean fade. I believe I did go in and cleaned it up a bit more, but that's the top. So I blow dried it. Still gave it like a messy look. There's the V towards the back. You've seen his hair curls a little bit towards the back, so it looks pretty dope. Especially if you throw on a little fitted hat, it looks clean. But that's another view that I liked of the haircut, man. It looks dope, man. Y'all tap in. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Marty Cuts.